Look at all these different kinds of things. There's this aluminum foil, some old copper here, a bolt, water, citric acid, plastic water bottle, wood, all these different things. We need to be able to classify these based on something besides just their physical and chemical properties. How can we separate them? Well, we classify matter into two main categories: substances and mixtures. Substances include elements and compounds.
Elements are the simplest form of matter and can't be broken down any further. Elements are listed on the periodic table of elements. There are 92 naturally occurring elements. You might be familiar with some of them, such as iron, carbon, oxygen, and helium. And these elements combine into compounds that can then be broken back up again into elements.
Compounds are elements that are chemically combined. They're stuck together chemically. And compounds can be broken down into elements. Compounds make up so much of the world around us. These crystals are compounds. Water, H2O, is a compound, and also have citric acid here and magnesium sulfate. Compounds have a chemical formula that you can use to help identify the elements that make up that compound.
Mixtures are another type of matter. There are two types of mixtures. There are heterogeneous mixtures and homogeneous mixtures. Heterogeneous mixtures, you can see the pieces. They're not the same throughout. Homogeneous mixtures are the same throughout. It's also called a solution. Now, it's important that we look at examples so we can tell the difference between the two.
Let's make a mixture. Let's make a mixture of magnesium sulfate and some iron. And this is a mixture of an element, iron, and a compound, magnesium sulfate. And notice they're not chemically combining. This is just a physical change. And now we just have this mixture. Now let's make a homogeneous mixture. We're going to take some of this magnesium sulfate and put it in water. It's going to dissolve and make a homogeneous mixture, also called a solution. Notice the difference. Here in our solution, the particles are disappearing. You can't see it. In our heterogeneous mixture, you can still see the pieces. Both of these mixtures can still be separated using their physical properties.
There are several ways to separate mixtures based on their physical properties, including filtration, boiling, magnetic attraction, and distillation. Here is a mixture of water and sand, and we are going to use filtration to separate this. Filtration separates by size, letting smaller particles through and leaving the bigger ones behind. So we are going to put this filter paper into this funnel, and we are going to pour the sand and water mixture into the funnel. The water will go through, but the bigger sand will stay behind. Notice the water going through. The sand is getting stuck in the filter. Filtration. A method to separate the substances in a solution or a homogeneous mixture
is to use evaporation or boiling. Now, if we just left this out, the magnesium sulfate we put in here earlier will stay behind while the water turns into a gas and leaves. Same thing as if we boiled it. You turn on the heat and it'll start boiling, the water will go away, but the magnesium sulfate we put in will be coming out of solution and be left behind. Magnetic attraction can be used to separate magnetic substances like iron from non-magnetic substances. To do that, we use a magnet.
In summary, matter is either a substance or it's a mixture. If it's a substance, it could be an element, which is the simplest thing, or a compound, which is a chemical combination of two or more different elements. Mixtures could be homogeneous or heterogeneous. Homogeneous mixtures are also called solutions. These mixtures can be broken down using physical properties into elements and compounds. And we can break them down with magnetic attraction, evaporation, boiling, or filtration.